Johnny in the clutches of that disgusting rat St. J. Garcia, Kuma said, "My daughter needs me."
Can it be your faith in
Ladies and gentlemen, children, men, women, whatever you choose to identify as, today I just want us to come forth and hear about the tale of a man that has changed our lives for the better, that has changed my life for the better. If you've seen the title of this video, you know what this is about. This is about Saint Kuma, who I believe is the greatest character we have ever seen in One Piece history. Some may say that I'm being hyperbolic. Some may say I'm just living in the moment. Some might say I'm being reactionary. But for today's sermon, I'm here to tell you that this isn't just reactionary nonsense. This isn't just, recency bias. There's a story. There is a message. There is an example. There is emotions. There is tears. There's love and joy, fatherhood, masculinity, femininity. We got it all in one story. And today, in this book of mine, I will be sharing the story of Saint Pastor Bartholomew Kuma. And it starts with humble beginnings. I hear the organs. I hear them. They're just speaking to me right now. Y'all need to understand, this is a video you're not used to seeing, because we start with poor baby Kuma. His parents captive, him captive. For his own race, he was shackled. I'm sure a lot of us and our ancestors can relate to that. His mother was killed in captivity. The father stood on business no matter what, teaching him about stories of Nika, teaching him about hope, teaching him about resilience, teaching him about love and the love of a father, only for him to sacrifice his life for simply trying to entertain his son in a time of pain for nothing. And for that we say, rest in peace, brother Clap. But ladies and gentlemen, that was just the beginning of his story, because Clap's sacrifice would not fall on deaf ears. Clap's sacrifice was not in vain, because just a couple of years afterwards, we come to God Valley, where we see the genocide of a people for the sake and an amusement of the elites, of the celestial dragons, of the god knights. And what does brother Kuma do in this situation? He looked to Nika, he looked to his father, and he said, you know what, I want to save as many people as I can. And with the help of Ginny, and with the help of Ivankov, and with the help of a devil fruit delivered by the Lord himself. That's crazy. I can't believe I said those two words together, but we're just gonna keep rolling because we do one take. He got the pawpaw fruit, saved thousands of people, saved Ginny, saved Ivankov, stood up to that demonic St. J. Garcia, and pulled up to a church where he thanked the Lord and dedicated his life to the ministry, dedicated his life to feeding and taking care of Ginny, dedicated his life to taking care of the elderly, dedicated his life to the clergyman, became a full-fledged pastor at 17. For the sake of the Sorbet Kingdom. And as if this man's story doesn't get any better, he took on the pain of the elderly with the fruit that he was blessed with. He took on more pain, more suffering. But his wonderful, wonderful girl Jenny stood there tending to his wounds, because Lord knows we can't do this alone. And then the corruption of the elites came again with King I Got One More in Me Bakori coming back again, destroying the weak, destroying the elderly, destroying the unwanted. Oh, but one man stood up, and his name was Saint Bartholomew Kuma, and he said, enough is enough, Bakori. Not on my watch, not on the Lord's watch, not on Nika's watch. And he stood up when it mattered most. He was imprisoned on the behalf of the elderly, on the behalf of the weak, on the behalf of the unwanted, still sacrificing himself for the sake of others, only for Dragon and Ivankov to get him out of those chains and for them to revolt and take back the Sorbet Kingdom. And when the Sorbet Kingdom tried to give power and put power in his hands and anoint him as the king, he said, I don't want power. I don't need power. That's not what I was called to do. I'm called to bless others. I'm called to take care of others. I'm called to take care of Ginny. I'm called to take care of the elderly. This story that's been written, it's the story of a man, story of masculinity, purity. And for some reason, the Lord likes to challenge those, the strongest, and give them the toughest assignments because they know they can handle it. And boy, did Saint Kuma handle it. Because even then, as he joined the revolutionaries, as he fought back against King Bakori, they took Ginny. They took his number one. They took his ride or die. They took his woman. He couldn't find her. He searched all over the world for her. And what is he left with? Her dying, diseased body and a little girl named Bonnie that wasn't even his. And in the face of his pain, in the face of his tears, in the church, he looked at Bonnie and said, I'm gonna take care of you. I will be the best dad I can ever be. Another stage of his life. Still the clergyman, still serving the Lord, still believing in Nika, still taking care of Bonnie, only to find out Bonnie was ailed with the same disease. So what does this man do? Through all the pain, all the suffering, through all the things that he's gone through, he said, I'm gonna walk heaven and earth to find this cure. And not only did he do that, he sacrificed himself, his morals, to work for the same establishment that imprisoned him, that killed his father, that killed his mother, that killed Jenny for the sake of Bonnie, his daughter, who's not even his, by the way. All of that. He gave up his humanity. He let his body be experimented with. An intrusion of privacy that none of us have the balls to even accept. For the hopeful idea that St. J. Garcia would make good on his promise without telling Bonnie a single thing. And he still wasn't even allowed to see her, but regardless of the limitations on this man, he sent letters every day. No matter where he was, he sent letters to his baby girl. I love you. I'm there for you. I'm gonna take care of you. And when it mattered most, they still tried to hold him. They still tried to disrespect him. He lost his individuality. But the crazy part about all of this is, while this is all going on, it's not just Jenny that he's extended this kindness to. Your beloved Straw Hats, your beloved Monkey D. Luffy. He showed up in every important moment of Luffy's life and saved him more times than he can even count. In Thriller Bark, in Sabaody, protecting the ship while they're going to train to come back. Kuma has had a hand in almost every important piece of the Straw Hat story, all while being this outstanding, incredible human being, man of God, priest, Nika follower, all of it. Only for all of us to come back full circle and see what they've done to his body, desecrate his body, desecrate him, make him a slave of the people that killed his entire family and ruined his life, only for one thing to be remaining in his soul, and that is the love of a father. And when I tell you, Oda he said, you know what, it's time to cash in on all the pain. It's time to cash in on all the suffering. And he said, Kuma, I've got one last job for you, and I will do right by you. And Lord, did Oda do right by us, because as soon as he heard Bonnie in the clutches of that disgusting rat St. J. Garcia, Kuma said, my daughter needs me. And that nigga teleported from Mary Jo's to Egghead Island, fought through all the Marines, and delivered the most vicious, powerful right hook the streets have ever seen. You tell me there's a better punch in One Piece than our way, because there isn't. And as he destroyed St. J, knocked him across Egghead, and he lay rest, holding on to his daughter. The final words that he could even hear his daughter say, there's no one kinder than my daddy. I have the coolest dad in the world. I saw the letters you wrote. I saw the care you had for me. I will tell the entire planet that nobody was kinder, cooler, stronger, more impressive than my dad. I'm about to cry. The story of Saint Kuma. It's like that meme, when I think about Kuma, oh, Kuma. There is no character in this story that makes me this emotional. And if you don't believe he's not the best character in One Piece, that's fine. But think about what One Piece embodies. The emotions that it makes you feel. The adventure, the will, the passion, the standing on business, the goals, the dreams, the ideals, and of course, you got the fights, you got the payoff. Kuma is the embodiment of One Piece, but not just the embodiment of One Piece, the story. He's also the embodiment of a man, the embodiment of a good man, the embodiment of a kind man. As a man of faith, he is the embodiment of a Christian, and that's why to me, Saint Kuma is the greatest character One Piece has ever seen. If you're calling me hyperbolic, I don't care. It is what it is. If this video hasn't changed your mind, oh well, just subscribe anyway. Subscribe and like the video, and I'll catch y'all later. I gotta go cry because I can't take it no more. I'm out. I appreciate y'all. Take care.